Hello friends, I am back with another fun art video for your enjoyment. As usual, my art videos are not only created for the sake of your enjoyment, they are also done to help me stretch myself and become a better artist, hone my skills, practice things that I need to practice. It is a win-win situation here. So the skill I am practicing in this video is character design / drawing people. I have always said I love drawing people. They have always been my favorite thing to draw, kind of up until like maybe halfway through college. Then I started branching out, and that was really good for me, trying to draw other things besides people. But I feel like I've kind of fallen behind in people now. I can still do portraits pretty well, like following a reference and doing realistic stuff like that. But it is a bit harder for me now to draw more cartoony people, drawing from my imagination. So character design is a skill that I definitely need to work on. And the way we are going to be tackling that in this video is drawing characters inspired by some of my favorite pieces of jewelry. I'm sure you've seen this trend many places if you frequent the art community in any social media platform. Creating characters inspired by inanimate objects is a really fun challenge, and it's one of my favorite art trends. However, the last time I clearly remember doing something like this was back in high school when I drew a bunch of characters based on different types of candy. So I'm excited to be getting back into it and trying it out again with something else. Now, the jewelry I'm using is all from my favorite jewelry company, which is Ana Luisa. They are a sustainable jewelry company that has been the sponsor for several of my videos, and I'm so grateful to them for making this video possible. So let me give you a brief rundown of the jewelry that I will be inspired by in this video. The first is the Nina necklace with a silver chain and a blue gem in the middle. The second is the Michelle signet ring that is gold with a green stone. And the third piece is the silver Michelle bracelet. If you like what you see, or you know of someone who might like it, then check out Ana Luisa's website. They are having a really good sale right now, 10% off everything, and many of their last chance items are even up to 60% off. The link is in my description if you are interested in that. And now, keep watching to see how I bring these pieces of jewelry to life. The first piece of jewelry is this delicate little silver necklace with a topaz stone in the center. The gem is kind of see-through, but it definitely has a blue tint to it, so I decided to let the main color of the piece be blue. The first decision I made about the character is to have her standing in a more reserved pose, and I think this idea came from the fact or the opinion that blue is more of a calm color, and it has some depth to it. So maybe she, as a person, is more reserved on the outside and maybe even a little bit mysterious, but there is more there to uncover. So my current process for this is to first scour the internet and grab a reference picture to use for the pose, because it is just so hard to come up with something out of your head. So once I found my pose, then I did a very loose sketch, just trying to get the basic gestures of the pose onto the paper, or onto the digital paper, I guess. And then I would dim that layer, I would lower the opacity, then I would put a new layer on top of that, do a more refined sketch outline thing of the character, dim that layer, and then on top of that I would do another layer where I would really have just a nice clean line art. Then I can put in the base colors. After that I can add the details and more highlights and shadows. I chose white hair, and it could also be kind of like a silvery grayish hair color. One of the reasons I chose that was because of the silver in the necklace, and the other reason is that blue kind of makes me think of wintertime, so I chose white-ish hair to go with that winter theme. I gave her a blue tinted sheer sweater to add a more interesting element to her design, and then to further emphasize the winter theme, I added a little pattern of snowflakes over her sweater. So there was definitely a point in this piece where I was like, oh shoot, I basically just drew Kita from Atlantis. but I think I resolved that. I think the little details that I added here and there helped me kind of separate her from that character. And I'd also like to point out that the little details around the collar were directly inspired by the little ribbed design that encircles the gem on this necklace. Next one. The second piece of jewelry inspiration is my favorite ring. It is gold plated and has a beautiful green malachite stone set in the middle. So obviously green had to be the main color for this piece. I let the gold in the ring choose the skin color for this piece. And when I think of gold, I think of a darker skin tone kind of glowing in the sunlight. So I thought that would be a good choice for this character. I scoured the internet again for a good reference pose, and I'm very happy with the pose I found because it is more interesting than just a simply like straight on pose for my character. So this ring also makes me feel very elegant when I wear it. So I tried to incorporate some of that elegance in drawing this character. I think the pose alone makes her look like a very confident woman. And on top of that, I chose more form-fitting clothes to give her a cleaner and more professional look. In my eyes, she definitely seems to be well put together and is without a doubt very beautiful and graceful. Now, the dappled sunlight that you see in this piece became a part of it when I accidentally drew that mark that you see right over her right eye. That was an accident, but I really liked the way it looked. I thought it was really cool. And when I first drew it, it didn't really make much sense in the piece, but then I decided, oh, this could be just a very interesting type of lighting. And now the third piece is inspired by this, where is it? This silver bracelet with a little dangling cross detail. It's got a little bit of an edge to it compared to the first two pieces of jewelry that I drew, so I definitely wanted to lean into that in this character design. So for the past two pieces, I took the main color of the jewelry and I made that the color of the background. But this one is a little different. For some reason, I decided to make muted pink the color of the background. I'm not totally sure why I came to that decision, but when I was finished with the piece and when it was in process, I was very happy with the overall tone that the pink gave to the picture, so that decision worked out really well for me. In the reference picture I chose, the model was wearing a tracksuit that I really, really liked for the vibe of this character. I changed the colors on the tracksuit and I even changed the design a little bit, but it was really nice to have a reference that showed me how to draw all the little folds in the fabric of the jacket. That was a very invaluable piece of reference for me to use for this picture. When I was close to the end, I had fun adding some more little details here and there. I touched up the shadows and the highlights, and finally, as a little nod to the design of the bracelet, I gave her a little dangly cross earring, and I thought she looked pretty dope. Alright, that is it. So as usual, you will have to let me know which character you liked the best, and also as usual, you should try this challenge out for yourself. It doesn't even have to be jewelry that you're using. It could be anything you can possibly think of that could potentially give you inspiration to turn it into a character, to personify it in some way. I still need a lot of work in my people drawing, and also just in drawing on the iPad in general. It is still a little bit hard to get used to drawing digitally. I really enjoy it, and I'm really grateful to have Procreate now and be able to practice that, but I still prefer traditional drawing, and I just have to kind of transfer my in real life drawing abilities to my iPad. So I'm still getting used to that, but I was actually pretty happy with how these characters turned out. I easily get frustrated with how my drawings look if I am not fully comfortable in what I'm drawing, but I spent time with these, and I think I'm proud of myself for this video. I hope you guys had a good time watching it. Don't forget to check out Ana Luisa's sale, which is 10% off everything and last chance items up to 60% off. And that is not going to be up for very much longer, so definitely get on that. Leave me a comment below. It really helps my self-esteem, so if that's a cause that you want to support, leaving a comment is an easy way to do that. And also giving this video a like is very helpful as well. I will be back next sometime with another video. I don't know if it'll be next week because Christmas is happening very soon and I am going to give myself a break, as I hope you are doing as well. Hope you're taking care of yourself, hope you're staying safe, and I wish you a very, very happy holiday. Bye!